Hi, welcome to yoga. I'm Krista. Just a reminder before we get started, if you are enjoying the videos I'm offering here on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. Today we'll be doing some Yin Yoga at the wall. I don't have a wall to use in this space, so I'm going to improvise and use the back of my couch, but make sure that you have a wall that you can use for this practice. So we'll get started. We'll come into legs up the wall and we'll settle in and work with some breathing while we're in our first Yin pose. So to get into this pose, you need to get right up against the wall. So you want to sit with your hip right up against the wall. And swing your legs up the wall. Just slide in a little bit if you can. So you want to be as close to the wall. You want to have your seat as close to the wall as you can. If you find this is not really comfortable, you can try sliding a blanket or a folded towel just under your pelvis, just to give you a little bit of extra support there. So have something handy if you need it, but try to have yourself right in close to the wall here. Legs up the wall, and just relax. You can take your arms wherever you like. Hands can rest on your legs, arms can open to the sides. Just close your eyes. Just set a timer here. Settle in. Bring your hands now to rest on your belly. Begin to connect to your breath. Just allow your breath to flow naturally, but notice it. Feel your breath under your hands. So legs up the wall, this is a great pose all on its own. We'll be using this one in between our Yin poses as a transition pose. But we'll spend a little bit of time in this position right now at the start of our class. So just relax. Connect to your breath. Feel the movement of your breath. This can be nice to do any time of day, especially if you've been standing a lot during the day. This can be a nice pose just to relax your legs. Now as you're breathing, as you inhale, think rising. Notice how your body rises with the inhale. As you exhale, think falling. Now rising, exhale, falling. Bring your awareness to your breath. Notice how it feels. Breath is a huge part of any yoga practice. In other forms of yoga, we use the breath a little differently. We move with the breath, we link the breath in the movement, we deepen a pose with the breath. We energize. There's a lot we can do with the breath. In our Yin practice, I use the breath as a way to focus the mind primarily. So bringing your attention to the breath, so we can still the mind, and then we can still the body more effectively when we're focused on the breath. That doesn't mean you have to stay completely focused on your breath the whole time. With Yin, it's about feeling the pose in your body. That's a really important part. So we're focusing on the breath, but we're also focusing on what we're feeling. And we don't want to force anything, so we don't force our bodies and we don't force the breath. So if you're getting tired of focusing on the breath, it's okay if you shift your attention away, maybe bringing more awareness to the sensations in your body. But if your mind starts to wander off, just guide it back to the breath. Relax, breathe. Inhale, rising, exhale, falling. Feeling the movement of your body under your hands. Tension in the physical body just melt away. rising, exhale falling, breath by breath. Settle in, relax. Wall again is a very relaxed form of yin. All yin is about relaxing the muscles. The yin practice focuses on your connective tissue, on your joints, not your muscles, so we relax the muscles in our yin practice. But wall yin is even more relaxing. We have the wall there for support. Continue. Inhale, rising. Exhale, falling. A reminder before we get any further into this practice, make sure you're listening to your body. If something starts to not feel okay for you, modify it or come out of it. These are long-held poses in yin. So we'll be in these poses for a few minutes. Doesn't mean you have to stay there for the whole time. You're welcome to leave a pose sooner if you need to. So now we'll come from here into butterfly at the wall. Bring the soles of your feet together and start to slide the outsides of your feet down the wall. So your heels are coming toward the groin, the knees are open. And that's it, just relax. So only go as far as your body allows. Remember, this is a relaxed, passive practice. Now, as you're breathing, as you inhale, think breathe. As you exhale, think release. Inhale, breathe, exhale, release. Do your best to relax. You may find that your feet start to slide further down the wall. That's fine. You can let that passive movement happen. And if you need to come out of the pose sooner, remember that's always okay as well. We'll be coming out of each pose back up into legs up the wall, so you can go there anytime. And now breathe, exhale, release. I have my hands resting on my legs, but I'm not actively pressing my knees open. I'm just resting my hands there. So your hands can rest on the legs, your hands can come to the belly, or if you'd like to open up the upper body a little bit here, you can take your arms into cactus arms. So the elbows are lined up with the shoulders, backs of the hands are on the floor. And this can be a really nice position for deep breathing. So as you're holding this position, if you're in cactus arms, notice your breath. Notice how it feels. Inhale, breathe, exhale, release. Cactus arms opens up the chest so you can breathe more deeply. There's lots of space there for the breath. If that's not comfortable though, you don't have to be there. The hands can come to the belly, hands can go back to rest on the legs. Whatever you like, they can open out to the side. So the focus here is the hips. With the cactus arm position, you are getting a little bit into the upper body and the shoulders, but that's secondary. The primary pose here is butterfly with the feet together and the knees going open. So we're opening up the hips. Find your position. Stay still. Allow passive movement. Inhale, breathe, exhale, release. And remember, you're free to come out anytime if you need to. Breathe, exhale, release. And you can change the arm position. We're trying to keep the lower body still as much as possible. If you've gone to cactus arms and that no longer feels okay, just change your arm position. Now breathe, exhale, release. Do your best to relax. With our yin practice, we're targeting, as I mentioned before, connective tissues. So we try to relax our muscles as much as possible. With the yin practice, our joints are vulnerable on purpose. by design. So that's the intention of the practice, to have our joints vulnerable so we can safely stress them. Relax. If you're new to Yin and you find these hold times to be a little bit too long, that's okay. You can shorten it. You can work up to staying a little longer in these poses. Stay focused. Notice how your body feels. Notice how your breath feels. Your mind will wander. That's normal. Just try to notice when your mind has wandered off and guide it back. Sure that you're moving in and out of these poses slowly and mindfully. No rush. So we'll come out of this now. Bring your knees up. Extend your legs back up the wall. Relax. Notice whatever you feel. Notice how your legs feel. Notice any sensations. We'll come into swan at the wall. So from here, bend your right knee so the right ankle comes just above or below, depending on how you look at it, the left knee. So make sure that the right ankle is up on the thigh, not below the knee here, not on the shin. So above or below the knee, whichever way you want to look at it. So the right ankle is on the left thigh. So you can stay here. If this feels like this is enough for you, stay there. To go deeper into this one, you're controlling the stretch with your left foot. So from here, all you're doing is sliding your left foot down the wall as far as you're able to go. And we're getting into the right hip here. And with this one, you can move into this slowly. So you can just go a little bit, stay for a few breaths or a minute or whatever you like. And then if you feel you can go deeper, slide your left foot down a little bit more and stay. And then just gradually move your way into this one. And partway through, you may feel that you can go even further. You can go deeper. If you feel you've gone too deep, just slide your left foot back up the wall. So remember, you're controlling the stretch with the left foot. You can bring the left foot lower or you can take it higher, going to where you're able to go. So we try to avoid any unnecessary movement. But when you're sliding your foot down, up or down the wall, that's intelligent movement. So if you feel it's too deep and you slide your foot up the wall, you're easing some of that stress to make it a little more appropriate for your body. If you're sliding your foot down the wall, you're going deeper. So if you've lost the edge or you feel like you're not getting enough stretch or enough sensation, then you can slide your foot down the wall. So we're trying to find sensation or discomfort, really. Discomfort is part of Yin, but pain is not okay. So learn the difference between those two sensations in your body. So we're looking for sensation. We don't want this to be too comfortable, but we don't want it to be too strong either. And finding stillness. Inhale, breathe, exhale, release. Stay focused on your breath, but also on the sensations that you're feeling. When you pay attention to the sensations, then you know whether you need to go deeper, whether you've gone too deep and you need to ease off a little bit. So always be aware of what you're feeling. To get the most out of your yin practice, we want to be in a position where we feel something that's not too strong, but it's not too little either. Inhale, breathe, exhale, release. This is a great way to get into the hips. So we're doing a full wall yin practice here, but these poses that we're doing, you can do them individually on your own at home anytime. So legs up the wall, as I mentioned, is a nice relaxing pose. It's great for the end of a busy day if your legs are feeling tired. It can be a little bit energizing. It's an inversion, so you're sending more blood and oxygen to the brain. So that's a great pose. This one can be really great for tight hips. Now breathe, exhale, release. Notice what you're feeling. Notice if you need to go deeper, or if you still have sensation, or if you need to ease off a little bit. Remember, you are the only one who knows what you're feeling. Only you can determine if you've gone far enough, if you haven't gone far enough, if you're feeling too much. Best to relax. A little bit longer if you can. Now we'll slowly come out, so sliding the left leg up. Just bring your right knee in towards your chest for a moment. Slide the right leg up. Stay still, notice whatever you feel in your legs. So with that one, if you felt like your hips were lifting up a little bit, that's okay as long as it feels okay. If it doesn't feel okay, then you're going to probably want some padding to give you a little bit of support there, or you can possibly adjust the distance away from the wall. So we try to get as close to the wall as possible, but again, you're the only one who knows what you're feeling, so you may need to adjust a little bit, you may need a little bit of padding, and again, it's okay if your hips were lifted there as long as that felt okay for you. So always notice how things feel. Going to the other side, so bending the left knee, left ankle comes to the right thigh, and start to slide your right foot down the wall. So you can do it in a few stages. So what I meant by the hips lifted, if you're here with your hips lifted and that feels okay, then there's nothing wrong with that. If it doesn't feel okay, then you'll want to adjust. You may need to support your head. You may find that's too much pressure on your head if the hips are lifted a little bit. So just notice how things feel. Get the timer going here. You were the only one who can make those decisions, who knows what you're feeling in your body, and if it's too much, if it's not enough, if you're compromising a different area of the body. So always pay attention. Relax. Notice the difference between the two sides. Notice if one side feels a bit tighter or if you're able to go deeper on one side than the other. Settle into stillness. Stay with your breath, but also stay aware of what you're feeling so you know if you need to go a little deeper or if you've gone too deep. Remember, it's okay to move into it in stages, just bit by bit. Wait until you feel the need to go deeper so you can come to your edge where you feel sensation. Once that starts to ease off a little bit, you can come to another edge and wait so you can go in stages. And just chasing that sensation, chasing the edge. Relax and breathe. Stay with the breath. When we work with this simple mantra, inhale, breathe, exhale, release, it's keeping you focused on your breath. And when you're focused on your breath, your mind isn't wandering, but you're also breathing more deeply. When you have awareness on the breath, you tend to breathe more deeply. Avoiding any unnecessary movement. Remember, there are times when movement is appropriate, when you've gone too far and you need to ease off, if you're in pain and you need to come out, or if you've lost the sensation and you need to go deeper. Breathe, exhale, release. Sometimes if we go too far, it may not hurt, but if the sensations are really strong, we can actually engage our muscles too much. So be aware of that as well. If our muscles are engaged, then we're not really getting the yin benefits from the stretch. So there's all these things to remember about a yin practice. The poses on the surface tend to be fairly basic, but there's a lot of little details, a lot of little things to be aware of. Breathe, exhale, release. Slowly sliding your right leg back up. Just bring your right or left knee so it points towards your chest, and then take your left leg straight up. Relax, notice whatever you feel. come into frog. So take your legs out wide. Turn your toes out, bend your knees, and slide your feet down the wall. So a nice wide squat with the toes turned out. So you want your feet out wider than your shoulders if you can. So feet can go as wide as possible. Toes turned out a little bit. Feet slide down the wall. So the knees are pointing out toward the outsides of the body on a bit of a diagonal here. So go as far as you're able to go. Hands again can be wherever you like. They can rest on the legs. You can just let your arms go out to the sides, hands to the belly, whatever is comfortable for the arms. The lower body here is the focus, not the upper body. Wall Yin, well, all Yin really is about the hips and the lower back, but Wall Yin in particular is more about the hips. Relax. Again, your feet may slide down the wall a little bit here. When your body opens up, you can let that happen. If you find your feet are too wide, just bring them in a little bit. If you can take them wider, take them wider. If the sensation gets too strong, you can make adjustments, and then if that still is too strong, just come out of the pose. Inhale, breathe, exhale, release. So Yin Yoga practice is completely different from other forms of yoga and other activities as well. We're focusing on different tissues. Other forms of yoga, we focus on the muscles, stretching the muscles, moving the joints as well. We work with joint mobility in other forms of yoga, but we don't stress the joints in the same way we do in our Yin Yoga practice. With our Yin Yoga practice, we're intentionally putting stress on our joints in a safe way. So pay attention always to the signals and the cues and the feedback you get from your body. Your body will let you know if it's not happy in the position that you're in or if you need to come out of something. We don't do warm-ups in Yin. We just get right into our poses. We want the muscles to be cool so we can more effectively get into our joints. If we do these stretches with warm muscles, then your muscles will take the stretch. We want to remove the muscles from the equation so we can get the stress into the joints. So Yin is good when your environment is maybe even a little bit cooler. It's not as effective the warmer the environment becomes. Once you're in a hot room or a warm room, you're in a yang environment, first of all. The yin is the cooler energy. So if you do this practice in a heated room, you're in a yang environment, but your muscles will be warm. So again, the muscles will get the stretch and you won't get that stress into the joints effectively. It may feel nice to do yin type of stretches in a heated room, but from a pure yin standpoint, you're not getting the true benefits from those poses in a yin way. Notice what you feel, notice your breath, notice your body. Yin teaches you how to sit with discomfort and to be okay with it. But again, you need to know the difference between discomfort and pain. You need to know if the sensations are still suitable. the sensations start to cross the line and become a little bit too much. Coming out, so you can use your hands to help you. You need to bring your legs back in, extend your legs back up the wall, relax, stay still and notice whatever you feel. We'll be coming into shoelace at the wall. This will be a shorter hold, and there will be the option to go back into swan. So back into this one if shoelace is not accessible for you. So for shoelace at the wall, cross your right leg over, slide your right foot down. So you can stay right there, or you can also slide the left foot down. So your right foot will come off the wall, your left foot will be on the wall, and the knees come into the chest. So the knees are stacked. So this is the position you're attempting to get into, but you may not be able to get all the way here. You may stay here just with the right foot on the wall and the left leg straight, or you may start to bend both legs and bring your knees closer to the chest. The other option, once again, is back into this one, back into swan, either with the left leg straight or the left leg bent. So find the position that works for you. Arms can come around the legs or out to the sides or whatever you'd like to do here. Relax and breathe. Inhale, breathe, exhale, release. Notice what you feel. When we have the wall here, with the left foot on the wall right now, that's helping you to bring your legs towards your chest. So the wall gives us support, but it's also helping us to get deeper into these poses. Remember to adjust if you feel you've gone too far, if you haven't gone far enough, if you feel you can go deeper, or if you need to come out. So I have my arms on my legs here, and I'm not actively pulling my legs in. My arms are just resting there. Coming out, back into legs up the wall. Relax. Notice any sensations that you feel. Going to the other side, so same options. You can stay here in swan like we did before with the left ankle on the right thigh. Right leg can be bent or straight, or you can bring your left foot toward the wall. Right leg can be straight, or you can slide the right foot down. So just adjust. So you're trying to get yourself into a position that's similar to this, or into your own suitable position. And just relax and breathe. Inhale, breathe, exhale, release. If your legs are quite close to your chest here, you may feel your belly pressing into your leg with every inhale. That's a good thing. Maybe a little harder to breathe more deeply here, but you can get benefits to the digestive system when you have the knees in close to the chest. Coming out, legs up the wall, relax. The option now to come into either Dragonfly or back into Frog. So Frog was this one here. The wide squat with the feet out as wide as you can, toes turned out a little bit if you're able to, and sliding the feet down the wall. So the knees are going out on a diagonal. So that's Frog. You can go into that one. This will also be a shorter hold. Or if you'd like to join me for Dragonfly, legs slide open as far as you're able to. And with this one, you're probably going to find the legs go a little bit further with time as your body warms up. Get the timer going. Just let your hands rest wherever you like, on the belly, on your legs. If you rest your hands on your legs, that's fine. But remember, we're not pushing the legs down. You can rest them there. You might get a little bit of, tiny bit of extra weight there with the hands. but we're not pressing the legs down. So find your position, either into frog or dragonfly, and relax. If dragonfly starts to feel a little bit too intense as your legs start to slide down the wall, just help your legs back up and come out of it or come into frog. It can be quite a strong pose. If you feel there's too much sensation in the inner leg, then just back off of it a little bit or come out. Now breathe, exhale, release. As you're holding, notice what you're feeling. Notice the sensations in your body. Notice your breath. Try to stay focused. Your mind is wandering, guide it back. Primarily what we're working with in our yin practice are the joint structures, so the bones, the ligaments, fascia. You will feel your muscles stretching. We can't isolate the connective tissues. Your muscles will do some stretching, especially as we're pulling the bones away from each other, making more space in the joint. You will feel that in your muscles, but the intention of our yin practice is not a muscle stretch. So we'll come out of this slowly. If you're in dragonfly, use your hands to help bring your legs up. Take your time, no rush. Legs back up the wall. Relax, notice whatever you feel. From here we'll come into some twists. You can do these away from the wall if you prefer to. So at this point, if you'd like to slide yourself back and just do twists without the wall, that's okay. And we'll be coming into another pose after that one that can also be done without the wall. So if you're joining me for the twists at the wall, bend your knees, slide your feet down the wall. So your feet will stay in contact with the wall, the knees are coming close to the chest. So if you can't really get here, then just slide yourself away from the wall. Take your arms out to the sides, inhale. On your exhale, let your knees go over to the left. So your feet will still be touching the wall here. Stay still, relax. Let's get the timer going. Close your eyes. Inhale, breathe, exhale, release. With the feet on the wall in this twist, it's going to bring your knees up closer to your chest. So it's possible not everybody will be able to get there. Which is why I say if you need to slide yourself away from the wall here, that's fine. You can still do this twist on your back without the wall. It is nice to use the wall if possible because you will get the knees higher and you can relax a little bit more because the wall is helping you with that. Breathe, exhale, release. Notice where you feel your breath in a twist. It might be a little different. If you have back issues and twists don't feel so great for you, especially when we hold them for a longer period of time, remember you don't have to stay in this pose for the duration. You can do a short twist, just hold for a couple of breaths and then come out. Or if twisting just doesn't feel great for you at all, then you can skip the twist if you like. Just remember to always listen to your body. Body really is your best teacher, you just have to listen to it. Coming up, bring your knees back up. So keep your knees bent with your feet on the wall if you're at the wall. And we'll just go right to the other side. Take an inhale. On your exhale, knees go over to the right. Feet are still touching the wall. Or if you slid away from the wall, that's fine. Breathe, relax. Notice how your body feels, notice how your breath feels. We pay attention to the body and to the breath. It keeps us present, keeps us mindful. Mindfulness just means presence, being in this moment, bringing your attention, your awareness here. Keep your knees bent for a moment. If you're at the wall, slide your legs back up the wall. If you're on your back, you can either just keep your knees bent with the feet on the floor, or you can extend your legs if you like. We'll come into stirrup at the wall or on your back. So if you're on your back, you can just come knees to chest with the knees out wide, hands on the shins. You can stay there, or you can move into happy baby if you're on your back, but not right away. So if you're on your back, stay here with the knees to chest and the knees out wide, and then when I cue you, you can move into happy baby if you like. We'll do this in two parts at the wall as well. So at the wall, bend your knees, slide your feet down the wall. So in frog, we were here with the feet out wide, turned out a little bit. For this one, stirrup at the wall, feet are about shoulder distance apart and the toes point straight up. So the feet are straight and the knees are coming toward the shoulders. So we'll stay there. So if you're on your back, you're in the same position, but your hands are on your shins and you don't have your feet on the wall. So we'll just stay there for the first part of this one. And then I'll give you the option, whether you're on your back or at the wall, to move into stirrup pose. And just stay as you are for now. The knees out a little bit wider here. You can breathe deeply. And now breathe, exhale, release. So whether you're at the wall or away from the wall, you can stay as you are with the knees to chest, the knees out wide, or you can move into stirrup, holding either the outsides or the insides of your feet, whichever you prefer here. If you can't reach, that's okay. You can just take your hands under your legs, or you can just stay in the position that you were in before. Whichever position you've come into, make sure that you're able to relax into it. You won't be here for too long. into your chest. Stay for a moment there. Come into one last pose. This one can either be done again at the wall or away from the wall. So from here you can roll over onto your side. And just stay for a moment there. Rest your head on your arm and relax. And help yourself up. We'll be coming onto our belly with our shins up against the wall. So from here, you'll just come down to your elbows, slide one leg back, and then the other leg back so the shins are at the wall. You want to try to have your knees right at the bottom where the wall and the floor meet. So you want to try to get your knees right back up to the wall there. And from here, you're on your forearms into Sphinx Pose. So if you don't like this with the shins on the wall, that's okay. Slide yourself away and just have your legs straight. If this is too deep, but you're okay with the shins on the wall, hands can slide further away, or you can just come to here, forehead on the hands. You're still getting a back bend with your forehead on your hands. It's just a little bit less intense. So if you have your elbows back towards your shoulders, make sure they don't go behind your shoulders. And then try to relax. So it's okay if your shoulders shrug up, if that feels okay for you. This is a passive pose. This is not Yin Yoga, remember that. So as long as that feels okay, the shoulders can shrug up here. The focus here is on the lower back. Now breathe, exhale, release. Longer if you can. If you need to come out anytime, remember, you're free to do that. Stay as you are for 3 more breaths, or you can join me for Seal Pose just for 3 breaths. For Seal Pose, bring your fingers together, turn your hands out, and straighten the arms. Much deeper pose. If you don't want to go there, don't go there. It's only for 3 breaths. And one more breath. You can come on any time. Coming out if you're in seal pose. From here, just lower down to your forehead for a moment, relax. Just make your way onto your side. Bring your knees up towards your chest. Stay for a moment there. Help yourself up to seated. So we'll do our final relaxation in a seated position. With the wall yin, it's a very relaxed yin practice, and we're on our back for the whole practice, so pretty much. So we'll do a seated Shavasana or seated final relaxation for our wall yin practice. So you can be sitting right up against the wall if you like. You can lean against the wall, whatever's comfortable for you. Legs can be straight. You can come to a cross-leg position. You can come into lotus pose if that's in your practice. Finding the position that you would like to be in. Sitting up, eyes closed. Just allow your arms to relax, hands rest on the knees. Allow your breath to flow naturally and just notice how you feel. How does your body feel? How does your breath feel? Bring your attention back to your body and your breath. Open your eyes. Bring your hands together at your heart. Thank you for practicing Wall Yin with me. Namaste.